riding a scooter outside of my dorm. Anyway, what is up, guys? I'm a little sick, so if you can hear that, you have ears. So, I'm posting again. Maybe. Let's see what happens. Oh my god, I sound awful! Okay, it's gonna be okay. So, I'm screaming at myself in my dorm room right now. There it is. That's the door. It's a different place because the lighting is cute right here. And I've taken 1,500 selfies. That's an exaggeration. Or is it? You know? So, today, I don't really know what I'm gonna talk about. So if you watched my Q&A video, you'll remember that I was asked a question, what is life? What brings joy into it? So I'm not going to answer the joy part because I feel like that really does vary for everybody, but this might be kind of long video because it's one of my favorite things to talk about. And I was over at a friend's apartment the other day and we were doing tarot card readings, and I know that's like edgy or whatever, but it was fun and I like tarot cards. Tarot cards. I wish I could speak. And I wish I could edit so you wouldn't have to hear me be bad. So anyway, so we were doing tarot card readings, and so mine got read and it was like, why am I having a hard time finding love? And so the card was the Prince of Cups or the Knight of Cups, and that was basically telling me that I was creative and I'm more in touch with my emotions, I guess. And that was how my reader told me. And I guess that makes sense. So I kind of went into a big spiel, kind of not related to that card at all after this, but it's really interesting and I'd love to see what you guys think of it. So I came to a conclusion the other day, like now that I'm growing up, I'm in college, I have aged. When we are born, and okay, listen, hear me out, because some of this is gonna sound crazy. It will sound crazy. And you guys are welcome to talk with me in the comments because I'll reply. Obviously, I have about 4 people that comment regularly, so. When we are born self-centered. Not in the way that we only care about ourselves, but that's kind of it. You know, you're born and you're in the hospital and you're given to your mother, and from there on out, you are told how to breathe, how to sleep, how to drink, how to use a bathroom, how to talk, how to walk. You are learning things about yourself, and that's kind of a weird thing for me to say, but if your parents were to show you a picture of somebody the same age as you suffering in like a third world country, you're just gonna look at it and you're not gonna understand. Because as we grow, we lose that sense of self-centeredness. So as you grow up and you see all these kids suffering, or you watch TV, you watch the news, and you start to understand and you're like, why are they suffering and I'm not? Didn't I grow up the same? Well, no, you didn't. And this is not meant to offend anybody. This is purely something that's been on my mind a lot. But it's just kind of, you grow up in your own world. Everybody has their own world. That's just really what it is. Like, it's so difficult thinking about somebody that's close to you, like your mom or your best friend. It's so weird thinking about the fact that they grew up completely differently from you. It's just, you know your life so well. You can imagine the house you grew up in when you were little. Like, I can still think of mine. I can think of the house that I grew up in for the past 16 years. You think about all these crazy things and it's almost so surreal and existential that you don't understand that other people are living a life too. And everybody's like, well, duh, everybody's living their own life. Yeah, I already knew that. Okay, well, you know, you're never gonna fully know somebody. You know, you can think that you know everything about your best friend. She can tell you about her whole life, but you're never going to be in her shoes. You're never gonna know what her life was like. You're not. That's just the odd truth of it. And I know this is kind of serious for me to be posting on here, considering I've only posted twice now, but it's something that I really enjoy talking about because, you know, we are born self-centered, and oh my god. Sorry, it's so windy that the light pole right outside my dorm is shaking, and that's really stressing me out. Anyway, you're born self-centered and you grow up learning all these things about yourself. You make friends and whatever, but you know, it's nothing like you. you know, you still do things for yourself. And it's weird. And self-centered is not meant to be a negative thing. It's not your fault that you're self-centered. You're born that way because that's all you know. All you know is to provide for yourself, to sustain for yourself. And obviously, as you get older, you have families, you meet somebody you love, and, you know, that self-centeredness is gone. Like, my parents would do anything for me, and I know that. I'm not gonna cry, I'm just actually sick. You just think about how that changes, and it's kind of, I've gotten a good bit of criticism for it at this point, but just kind of, okay, think about it this way. You walk into your best friend's house. They might be your best friend, but you're not just gonna kick your shoes off or track mud around the house, or you're not just gonna throw yourself on their couch and help yourself to their food. You should ask first. And I still do that. Like, I understand that there are friendships where you can just walk to the kitchen and that's fine, but, you know, when you're walking to somebody's house for the first time or maybe the 5th time, you're still gonna take your time, because you have to understand that that is not yours. That is not your house. That is a house that somebody else has grown up in. And maybe that's a stretch, maybe none of this makes sense, but it's just so interesting to me how I can live this life and I can recall all of the things I've been through. I can talk about each grade that I progressed through over the years. You're going so fast through the parking lot. I can tell you about all the grades and everything, but if you ask the person that sat next to me in all those classes, all of the stories are going to be different for them. You know? Like, it's just kind of a weird thought to think of that. And again, this is not meant to offend anybody. Self-centered is not a bad word in this sense, because it's just how we're born. We are born with the mindset that we are meant to fend for ourselves. It's fight or flight, you know. It's just an instinct that we have, and it's not a bad thing at all. And, you know, some people are still more self-centered than others, and some people are going to use words that are not that. Some people are going to use words like self-sustaining or self-care, stuff like that. Like, to take care of yourself is a fine thing. To look out for yourself is a fine thing. But I feel like everybody, as you grow, is going to lose that that sense of self-centeredness, because you're going to realize, like, there are other people in this world, other people that have real lives, and I'm so good at getting distracted. There's a hawk, and that's pretty cool. But everybody has their own lives. I lost my train of thought because I saw a bird, and that's just who I am. But I guess the point of this was for me to kind of reiterate putting yourself in somebody else's shoes. You can't do it. It's impossible. Like, I could go through a death in the family, and my best friend could go through a death in the family in the same way, and I'm never gonna know what she's feeling. Like, you can know everything about somebody and still not know everything. And I think that's kind of crazy. So anyway, I think that's kind of all I have to say for today, because that was 8 minutes of me talking. Cool. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. If you have any arguments or theories about that you want to bring up, please do. I'm super open. Like, you can tell me anything. You can be like, well, I think your opinion's stupid and you suck. And I'd be like, cool, dude. That's great. But just kind of think about that. Kind of let that resonate in you, you know, when you're thinking late at night, or you're with some friends and, you know, you're a little left out and you're sitting in the corner. Just think about that. Think about the fact that this world is so much bigger than you. So anyway, that's my roommate. Hello, Kathleen! Anyway, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will post as often as I can, so you guys have a great day. Bye!